So the transmission flywheel is now removed, and you can see that this is the old Bellhousing plate that we were talking about. Now, you can, if I take this off here and lay this down, you'll be able to see where the flywheel, when it was mounted in the Bellhousing, was hitting this plate. It's actually gotten this quite hot. Now the flywheel would be fine, except for this is balanced, right? So during the machining process, there are certain imperfections that, even though it's working Scirocco, it's still perfectly balanced. So they add a balance to it, and that balance was previously right here, and it's been sheared off. So this may be garbage now. I don't know if I can run a flywheel that's not really in perfect balance. I don't know if it's going to cause tons of issues. It's a dual mass flywheel, so I don't know if it's going to make it fly apart. So I have to figure that out. But if we take this plate now, this is the new Bellhousing cover. This is going to fit here like that, and then there is a smaller section here, which is going to fit over this side and cover this. Now I have a third plate, which is supposed to cover this section, right? But it seems the plate doesn't actually bolt to the transmission. It bolts to the bottom of the engine block, and since we're running a different engine block, that plate's not going to fit, and they don't make one that fits this block and this transmission. So we'll probably take the plate I have and then machine it to work. And in the meantime, I figure out what I'm going to do about this guy. Perhaps we'll go single mass flywheel and then just eat that cost. Blow trannies, not your back. Get a transmission jack. So if we look under here, you'll see the new Bellhousing plate, and you'll see how it has this opening for the flywheel in the O2J transmission, which is good. I did bend this a little bit, but that's fine. If we take the new plate, you'll see that it does not actually fit in here, which is fine. So what we'll do is we'll machine a piece of aluminum to cover this area, so nothing gets in there where the flywheel is, and then we should be good to go with the transmission install. Another thing you'll want to consider when installing the O2J transmission is that these drive flanges will hit the side of the block and make it kind of difficult to align everything up. So what I do is I take off this drive flange, and you can see this one's still attached right here, and it just comes out with a single hex bolt, and then it makes it much easier to slide this onto the block. And if you don't do that, this will start hitting stuff, and then you'll want to kill yourself. So yeah, you'll want to take this off first. So now that the solid rear engine mount is installed, and the starter is in, and the drive flange is in, we can go back to working on the Bellhousing. You know, you see I have this solid piece, this flat piece of aluminum here. So what we'll do is we'll line this up, and then we will make an outline of it on the Bellhousing here. Go machine this, and then it should bolt in. Oh. Seems about right. So it's getting dark out here now, but I just finished this Bellhousing plate and it is now installed with 3 different kinds of nuts, but that's all. That's because these are the only nuts I have for these size of bolts. But I am using all the same kind of bolt. Let me move real quick. You'll see that these are all the same bolts, and yeah, it works. It works pretty well. I didn't go into cutting the finer details for now because I want to make sure it fit, but overall it works. Focus.